This is a short video about the situation that is concerning Credit Suisse, one of the traditional pillars of Swiss banking. It was a bank that was created in the mid-1800s and played a significant role in the industrialization and in general development of Switzerland, and established Zurich as one of the main financial centers in Europe. Recently, there were a multitude of missteps that led to enormous losses, and the stock market also punished the company, and it's trading at around 7 Swiss francs, which is pretty much the low for the last 20-25 years. Now, for you as a private investor, should you really be worried if a bank, even if it's a major one, is going through a troublesome period? In the case of Credit Suisse, I would say you're probably safe with your money, but the question you should always ask yourself, how is the performance of the assets that I have entrusted to Credit Suisse or to any other private bank or investment manager? The problem with large institutions like Credit Suisse is that while they have an army of investment advisors and fund managers, the people you're in touch with are usually not the ones who make the decisions on the investments. The investments basically are designed by a so-called research group that's also called Chief Investment Office. And basically, you get pretty much cookie cutter investment strategy into your portfolio. So if you want to make sure that the performance in your portfolio is up to standards, it's no good really to be too concerned about your investment advisor, because he basically is just a salesman, a relationship manager, and he has very, very little input into the strategy that's followed for your portfolio. He obviously will set up a certain framework for you, risk-oriented, growth-oriented, international or local. But again, once these buckets are established, the strategy for each bucket is designed by the Chief Investment Office, and his input is basically zero. So any investor with a major bank or major institution is basically getting a standardized product. JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, Citibank, UBS, they all follow the same strategy. The ultimate aim of these banks is to gather more assets. The performance is basically nice if it's okay, but it's not really the main consideration of management. That's why, for example, you see constant shifting of senior management. One goes to Asia, becomes head of the Asian department. One comes back to Europe. Another one is sent to Latin America. But they're basically all managers of teams of relationship managers. Investment strategy is of secondary consideration. So what shall you do? You're basically well advised to have a close look at the performance. And if you're not happy with that performance, that's when you have to shift your portfolio. Institutions are very reluctant to be very forthcoming with their performance history, because, as I said, they're more concerned about gathering assets. So the prestige of the institution, the ancestry, the posh offices, the posh reception rooms, the nice lunches they lavish on potential and active customers. That's the main tool they employ to gather these assets. So performance, also it's the most important aspect that you should focus on when you have employ money managers. It's really not exactly at the top of the priority list. I'm happy to advise you if you have any questions about performance measurement, risk management, and also general considerations about how to structure the money management, especially in terms of diversification of geographical locations. In this day and age, you never know what's going to happen. So putting all your eggs in one basket, whether it's in Switzerland, in London, in the United Arab Emirates, in Hong Kong, Singapore, New York, the only solution is to really diversify if you can afford it. It's not that complicated, it's not that expensive to have a nest egg in a few different baskets. So I look forward to hear from anybody who has a question. Up to the next time. Thank you very much.